I love your film so much because you show girls and women just as they are, not as they should be or like a way to look up to them and aspire to be, just like raw and real. And the way I felt after leaving this film was so disarmed because I couldn't hold on to the beliefs that I couldn't be exactly as I am to be important. So that being said, this film is so personal, it's so intimate. And what part of yourself did you most want to give in this film?
Well, this book meant so much to me because it was the book that made me believe I could be a writer and that I could be kind of big and ambitious and crazy and want things that weren't necessarily things that seemed like they were accessible to me. And I think I can pretty much draw a straight line between me loving Jo March and me wanting to be a director. And so, I mean, there are so many entry points for me about my love of it. This sort of secret utopia of women that, you know, Laurie gets to be part of, but that goes unseen. The chance to make this great American novel, give it the epic that it deserves, and to sort of put it on a huge canvas and to shoot it on location, to be here in Concord, Massachusetts, to shoot it on film, to treat it with the same reverence you would treat a movie if you were making, you know, Dunkirk. They shot it on Dunkirk because it matters, and because this matters. This is where this woman wrote this book. This is what allowed so many women in the 20th century and the 21st century to be artists. And the biggest thing for me was really that kind of giving it back to the audience to say, and this is not a spoiler alert, but just that last moment of it, you know, it's not a story of girl gets guy, it's a story of girl gets book. And when she gets it, I want you to feel the thing you usually feel in a movie theater when a girl is chosen by a boy. I want you to feel like she got her book. And then I want you to feel like, and what are you writing?
Yes.
Anyway, that's so all those things.
I love that. I so felt that way. So Timothy, I just thought you were...
You know what, can I add something to that?
Yeah, please.
Because I see they're doing the minute thing, but I want to like that was so cool to observe. That was so cool to observe that exchange because that's like Greta's like act of living. I'm not trying to be cheesy about that, but we were talking about this the other day. It's a pretentious thing to say, whatever. But I feel like Greta is a traditional radicalist, and people don't really understand that about her, or maybe they do. But I feel like it's good to say out loud because I love Dunkirk. That's an excellent movie. Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors, but I love that she used it as an example because this movie, although not about exploding airplanes, is getting at the same stakes, you know, and our instinct is not treated the same. Because that's how we've been programmed or something or whatever. That's how we've been raised. So to see, anyway, blah blah blah. I'm mansplaining this, I guess, in some way. but to see you like say that, and I felt your honesty. Like that's awesome because that's like the biggest hope of this movie, and that goes beyond any like wrapping up time thing. But like anyway, sorry. So
that's so nice.
Well, thank you for saying that. And I thought you were such a perfect compliment to whoever you shared the screen with, and it was as if. Like these women would come on screen and they'd be these big like bursting beams of light, and it was as if you were like this prism, not trying to diminish their light, not trying to outshine them, but like they could reflect through you like this range of colors. I don't know, it was so beautiful to watch, and I was wondering, how did you find that space for yourself?
I don't know how I found it in as much as how much I enjoyed it, you know, and you wanted to take your creative life seriously and all that, and yet I must say like the experience of Laurie to get to play that kind of role of a wallflower, somebody that's finding himself by way of other people, that was, you know, you're gonna get to do this press tour, like, and not to gender it, I don't think it's specifically about like women I'm learning or something, but just I see how one can carry themselves like so beautifully, and that's not just you, that's Saoirse and Florence and the whole gang, and it's just I feel like that's why I want to stop talking now because it's ridiculous. I'm even speaking more than Greta, but I feel like if I can help in any minuscule way, whatever, that's why I want to keep saying it out loud because people got to see this, and boys got to see this too.
Yes.
We're talking about this now.
Yeah.
Like, they really do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, and he's just so wonderfully embodies the thing of holding that space, of allowing it to exist, and I think that thing a man yearning to be in a female space is still a revolutionary thing, and it never diminishes masculinity because it raises all boats.
I agree.
We're out of time.
Last
Bye. But that was very wise.
Oh my God.